Hello friends, welcome back to my blind playthrough of Planescape Torment. This is episode 41, and we are still here at the art gallery, which we have just thoroughly explored. Actually, just the entire last episode was me exploring the art gallery, which I realized must have been kind of less interesting content, let's say, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And we still have some questions to ask of Ivana, but honestly, I don't feel like doing that now. I think we will hold off on that. And I'm a bit afraid to see how that will turn out, because by the time we get to doing it again, get around to do it again, I won't remember any of the paintings. But we will see. Perhaps I'll revisit them in my own time. So we have no fresh quests, because of course we didn't pick up really any, right? We basically did nothing throughout the entire last episode. So I think it's time to step outside if I can find the exit here. By the way, what's this here on the floor? I don't think I've noticed this before. There's like this this vortex on the floor, but yeah, that's not on display here. That's apparently just a thing. It is strange though. It seems to be the only one of its kind in the gallery. What's going on there? Well, anyway, I think we will step out for now and keep exploring. Oh, also, our characters have leveled up, I believe. So yes, the Nameless one has leveled up. We have some new characteristic points. Perfect. Now, what do I put them into? I guess I just keep going with wisdom, right? To recall more and more. I think our wisdom is getting pretty good at this point. I mean, I don't really have a frame of reference. I'm actually not even sure what the maximum for a stat would be. It's probably not 20, right? It's something like 25, 30 maybe. Maybe it is 20 if it's based on D&D. I don't know. I guess I'll see. Actually, you know what? Let me just try this. Oh, okay. I can make my charisma higher than 20, so it's not the maximum. But yeah, we will go with wisdom for now. Who else has leveled up? Dakon. Okay, and these are just generic upgrades, no characteristic points here or anything. I don't think we get to level up my companion's characteristic points. I don't think I've seen that happen yet. Anyway, where were we? We have some Clerk's Ward citizens here, we have some Harmonium officers.
Done.
I doubt these will have anything new to say, but I'll try them anyway. You can't determine what this odd device is. Well, let me try. You're right, I can't really determine that. Looks like some kind of super fancy, futuristic time travel chair, maybe? This large red-armored figure is standing in place, carefully watching passerby. You dimly recall that his ornate armor marks him as an officer of the Harmonium, one who provides law enforcement for the city. Yeah, I think I've seen this kind of a description before. Move along. Yeah. Okay, let's not. They're not all that friendly. Let's not bother them. They probably have nothing extra to say anyway. The colored glass of this window is cut to resemble large gems. Could this be the I forgot what the place was called, the one we're looking for right now. No, this is the Apothecary. Welcome to, and I didn't read the rest of that. We have a sensate here, a Clerk's Work citizen, alright. What's this there? These shelves are littered with containers holding various powders, liquids, shavings, and the like. Most are unlabeled. This cabinet's shelves are littered with containers holding various powders, liquids, shavings, and the like. And apparently, I guess they're labeled. These ones there. Okay. Seems to be all the same stuff. Scattered across the counter are myriad alchemist flasks, jugs, and beakers, most of them currently empty. Makes sense. So let's talk to Pestle Kiln. You see a wall-eyed fellow whose skin seems to writhe and ripple across his entire body. He is smacking his chapped lips with a blotched tongue. As you watch, his right eye moves independently of the left, focusing on you. A second later, the left one flicks to look your way, then reverts to its original position. The right eye blinks. A strange gurgling comes from his throat. Wow, the way they're describing this man is almost inhumane, you know? It's like they're describing some kind of curious creature. Greetings. The man gives a lopsided grin and points at himself with his right thumb. Festhall, I'm called. The alchemist. He points at himself again, this time with his left index finger. The name's Giln. Need you something? Oh, does he have like a split personality disorder or something like that? I guess that's too medical of a term, but like, does he just have a split personality? Well, the way that the two parts of his body seem to sort of operate independently of each other, right? The eyes and also the lopsided grin kind of makes me think that the two sides of his mouth are independent. So is he like two people stuck in one body? That would be interesting. Are you alright, sir? Hi, I am. His throat convulses for a moment, then relaxes. A large green glowing pustule suddenly bursts from the side of his neck. Something you needed then, sir. His throat clenches again, and a wave of quivering flesh swallows the blistering green pustule back beneath the skin of his throat. He coughs violently for a moment, then seems to relax. Phew. Oh wow, you are quite the character. May I ask what happened to you? The left eye rolls upward in exasperation. The right eye looks askance. Too much to drink. Too much of what though? Potions I drank. Too many potions. Pah! His mouth slides down beneath his chin. His left nostril forms another one. Another what now? Oh. The most I ever drank, that's for certain. Of polymorphin they were and brewed in limbo. Oh, so he drank like polymorph juice? And that's why he's this way? Okay, that's a fun idea for sure. Anything I could do to help with this? The man's eyes turn inwards to look at each other, then back to you. Dunno. He shudders. The mouth below his chin moves up to envelope the one his nostril formed. This sort of thing happens quite often. We can't seem to help but sample the stock. If you find a way to help, the two of us would be grateful, sir. Okay. I had another question then. Half of his mouth curls downward into a frown. He shakes his head. Work in the stockroom all day I do. He shudders violently. Suddenly a third eye pops open over the bridge of his nose. The left one shifts sideways as the new eye takes its place. I speak only of the store, sir. That said, the skin of his face seems to eat the new eye, and the left one returns to its old location. Okay, this is so complicated. Hang on. So a third eye pops up. And the left one makes place for it. And then the new eye is eaten. Okay. Wow, okay. What sort of creature are you? Like, what sort of potions could you have possibly drank to cause something like this? Polymorph juice, okay, I get that, but like, those are some crazy potions you're brewing there. And apparently I don't even have the option to sample them, which is probably wise. The only thing I can say is farewell then. But let's try speaking to him again, just in case. You see Festhall Kiln. He, or they, is as eerie to look upon as ever, as his flesh constantly changes and crawls across his face and body. I welcome you back, sir. God, that's disgusting. I wanted to purchase something anyway. Okay, what do you got? Some charms. I don't really care about those. Infinite recall. Okay, I do care about that a bit. Adder's tear. This glistening green tear is as hard and smooth as a pearl. When placed on the tongue, it dissolves instantly and gives the user the ability to spit forth spiraling bolts of acidic green energy at an opponent. Oh yeah, that's right. That sounds useful. But I don't know, I expected some sort of potions, I guess. Then again, potions don't really seem to be a thing in this game. Come to think of it, I don't think I've really seen any potions. Alright, I guess that's it for you. Maybe we will try to ask some questions too. No. Okay, he's not willing. The sensate then, maybe. Please, sir, I've things to do. I'd appreciate your leaving me be if you'd be so kind. Farewell. Well, I guess we will keep on looking for the Civic Festhall. Yeah, now it's come to me. That's the name. The Civic Festhall is what we're looking for.
I'm gone.
Aelwyn. That's a very Tolkien-esque name right there. That sounds very Middle-earth. Aelwyn. Alright, let's talk to you. This tall, slender woman occasionally looks up from her cup of wine to scan the surrounding patrons and passerby. Her facial features are elegantly exotic, and her eyes, a brilliant gold in color, catch the light sparkling as she looks about. She regards you carefully for a moment before replying. She speaks slowly and carefully, avoiding direct eye contact with you. I, Aelwyn, return your greetings. Oh, Aelwyn as in friend of Namel. Ah, that's right, okay. Sure, your friend Namel is looking for you?
Updated my journal.
She begins to smile, but then covers her mouth with her hand and looks down at her drink. I, Aelwyn, am most pleased to hear of Namel. Might I, Aelwyn, persuade you to tell her of this place? An interesting way of speaking she has, right? The way she keeps emphasizing her own name. Tell her of this place, I suppose I shall. Now, where did I see Namel again? I'm pretty sure it was here in the clerk's ward? Or maybe not. I'll do that for you, sure.
Updated my journal.
She looks at you directly, and for just the briefest of moments, before she casts her eyes back down to her drink, your senses are awash with a warm, comfortable feeling. Pure happiness. I, Aelwyn, thank you. Okay, so she seems to have some sort of inherent power to make people experience happiness, which is why she keeps avoiding their gaze, right? She's aware of this, and for whatever reason, she just doesn't go around looking at people willy-nilly, but she sort of seems to save her strength, as it were. And the way she keeps saying her own name makes me think that she's maybe trying to remind herself of who she is supposed to be, instead of who she is really. Maybe Aelwyn is like her human avatar, and she's actually some sort of higher entity, which would explain the power that she has. And her saying I, Aelwyn, is just to reinforce the fact that she is a human to us and to herself. Basically her way of trying to convince ourselves as well as herself. Well, it's my pleasure. May I ask you about Namel, though? Aelwyn nods, slowly. The way she speaks and what her words do. How? I, Aelwyn, can only say that we come from another place, another world. We are not like the people here whose words, thoughts, very feelings even, affect nothing directly. That's right, Namel was like that, wasn't she? And yeah, she is in the Clerk's Ward. She is by the entrance, actually. She's one of the first people we met, I think. So, are these like ethereal beings? Are these, are they maybe elves? I don't think I've seen elves in this game yet, so I don't know what Planescape's elves look like, provided there are elves. Of course there are elves. Also, she has an elven name. That's why I said it's Tolkien-esque, because I associate Tolkien's works with elves, and this is a very elven name, so she is obviously an elf, right? And it seems that elves in this world are, in this setting, are quite powerful, quite, they have quite a unique way of, quite a unique effect on people. Do go on. I, Aelwyn, take great care so as to not affect those around me too greatly. Namel, she is new here and cannot do so. It is something she must learn should she choose to remain here much longer. Huh. Why is that, though? Is it to protect us, or is it to protect yourselves? Or both? There are many reasons. I, Aelwyn, feel it is not right to impose reality upon those without the ability to impose their own reality upon me, Aelwyn. Impose their own reality upon me, Aelwyn. Uh-huh. So, what you're saying is that your will becomes reality, or your words become reality, which is a thing in this setting, but I guess you are much more powerful in this regard. Is there anything you cannot do by simply speaking of it? She frowns. A strange, unpleasant feeling rises in the pit of your stomach. Wow, that's incredible, you know? That a person smiling can make you happy, and that person frowning can make you, well, uncomfortable? And not just like in a superficial way, but in an actual, like, physical way. Super interesting. Please, I, Aelwyn, would speak of it no more. Well, maybe one other question. She looks at you directly, your face reflected in the glittering golden discs of her eyes. He would speak of it no more to Aelwyn, and thus would no longer force her to speak in such a way to him. You find yourself unable to voice another question. Your words catch in your throat as you try to ask. Fine then, farewell. Wow, that's some godlike shit right here. Like, what a power! What an incredible power of persuasion. I mean, looking at my stats, I guess my persuasion stat would be like intellect, maybe wisdom. She has all of her stats maxed out. What an interesting... I hesitate to say person. What an interesting entity. Alright, the barkeep. This smiling man nods cheerfully at you as you approach. Welcome to my cafe, good sir. What might I serve you? Some wine, perhaps? Sure, let's do it. Oh, I can't actually accept the offer of wine. Okay, some questions then. The man gives you a helpless sort of look. Humblest apologies, sir, but I make it a policy to serve drinks and nothing more. You shall have to look elsewhere for conversation, I'm afraid. Are you certain you wouldn't like a drink? Or some bread and cheese, perhaps? No, I don't really need anything. Farewell, then. A small dwelling.
I'm gone.
And we have an aspiring sensate artist. Okay. Well, you definitely dress like a sensate. This attractive, pale-faced girl smiles at you, motioning toward a book full of charcoal sketches. Greetings and well met, good sir. My name is Ulana. I'm an artist by trade and would gladly make a fine sketch of you for about 5 copper commons. I can make a serious sketch if you like, or a caricature. What do you mean? How are you going to put this in the game, and my only option is no thanks? She smiles, but somewhat sadly. Farewell, then. Please do not hesitate to return should you change your mind. Okay, it's got to be a real option, right? There's got to be something that unlocks this option. Because otherwise, this is just pointless teasing, you know? I will remember you, Ulana. I might not remember your name, but I will remember your location and your offer. Another dwelling, perhaps? Yep. And this time we have a lazy scribe. The man gives a sheepish smile and half-bow at your approach. For a moment, I thought you one of my employer's men when you walked in. Was I ever relieved to see you were not? Well, who's your employer? Why are you here? I could not stand my work at the record sub-hall 7 for another moment, so I darted off. Had I simply gone home, my employer would have sent a messenger. That tyrant. That is why I am hiding here, of course. I intend to lounge about for a bit longer before returning to my cramped little desk. Well, enjoy your break then.
I'm gone.
I have thought about trying to steal from these people, or, you know, trying to peek what they've got in their chests. Then again, it almost seems like this might not even be this guy's dwelling, so maybe he wouldn't care, but I don't want to get on his bad side. What is this? A curious-looking building, to say the least. Actually, let me try it. Let me save and let me try it. You guys told me that stealing in this game is kind of save scummy by design, or that's how I understood it, so... Oh, do I... Okay, how do I...
Right.
I can just open it. Alright. So, I guess I'll try to remember to take advantage of that. I don't really like save scummy playstyles, but if it's how the game was designed, I'm fine with it. So the next time we come across an interesting chest, I will not hold back, just to test whether the game treats it as owned property or not. Performance artist pulls on invisible rope, presses hands against inside walls of invisible box, looks confused. What is this, text roleplay? Is this like one of those roleplay servers where you use /me to express things that you cannot express in dialogue? Let's talk to this guy. This man's face has been painted white. A pair of arched eyebrows has been penciled onto his brow, and red powder has been used to make small circles on his cheeks and accentuate his lips. He says something, but you can't hear him. His hands are pressed up against what looks to be an invisible wall. Well, obviously he's a mime. See if you can touch him, that's fun. Let's do it. You reach out to touch the man, but your hand is stayed by some unseen force. The performance artist appears to be trapped in some sort of invisible box or cage. Oh, like actually? Oh, that's a fun twist. Maybe there's like a god of mimes in this world who protects mimes from interfering passerbys like myself. Yo, pike up quick if you know what's good for you. Get out of here. Some thugs here. Well, I mean, maybe I should pike off. Then again, I'm curious, you know? Let me talk to you just for a second. This young but well-muscled thug, while certainly well-armed and large enough to be dangerous, seems awfully clean for a typical street tough. He's carrying a massive axe in one hand and a steel box in the other. As you near him, he puffs up and scowls at you. What are you looking at, sod? Pike off before I do scrag ya. Scrag? What in the 9 planes of Bathor are you talking about, you Egypt? Scrag's nagged, nipped, yanked by the hardheads, you clueless addlecuff Burke. Wow. Lots of strange words here, Anna. He glares daggers at Anna, but says nothing. You know, I was going to approach him peacefully, maybe ask him if he needs some help or anything. I did not really consider that Anna is in our party, and she's the sort of person to basically destroy all attempts at peaceful conversation. You do seem a little well-groomed for a thug, though. She's got a point. Stop shaking your bone box, leatherhead. This is my territory, and you'll be leaving it quick if you don't want my bloods to tear you apart. Anna snickers, shaking her head. Rattle, you sod. Rattling your bone box it is. I'd so like to see how long you'd last dropped smack in the middle of the hive, acting as you are. Anna turns to you. Come on, let's be off. No use wasting our time with this Weast and Basher would-be. Well, I guess you're right. His face flushes angrily as he gnashes his teeth in frustration. That's it, you've piking asked for it. Get him, bloods. He raises his axe and leaps to attack. I didn't really want to get into a fight, but even if I select flee, yeah, they're gonna attack me. Okay. Well, I guess we will attack then. Select all my characters and fuck him up. Oh no, actually he's fucking us up. Okay. Wow. Our health went down so quick there. What the hell was that? Ice knife, maybe? Okay, that did not really work out as I hoped.
I'm hurt.
And now I can't even... Oh, I gotta click away to move. Okay, that was possibly the worst ice knife cast I've ever seen. I think this would be a good one for sure. Scripture of Steel would help. Now, yeah, let's stay away from them. Let's send Dakon and Anna to attack, and let's figure out what sort of spell I'm going to use here. Elysium Steers seems kind of like, well, seems kind of overkill, doesn't it? New strength is gained. Protect the recipient, that would be nice, but I don't think I need it right now. Blindness, sure. I guess I'll see, because there's only one of them attacking right now. It's the thug boss. So as long as I stay away from him, I can actually pull this off, right? Maybe. Guys, keep attacking. Put in some effort. He's not too fast, fortunately, so... Come on, die. Wow, that's some riveting Planescape combat right here. How much health does this guy have? Come on. And I feel like I'm gonna have to cut this part out. This is actually sleep-inducing. I don't want to risk dying for no reason, though. Finally. I guess we should take care of the other ones, too, before they come for us. But they're not coming so far. We've actually lost the aggro, so...
Goldward, also known as Wanker City.
Thank you for that, Anna. Interesting. I'm always happy to learn more about local culture. Steel box he has.
I hear your words.
Okay, let's see what this is about. This sturdy steel box has a thick leather handle on the top, but there's no apparent way to open the thing. It appears to be welded shut. There are a number of very narrow slits along one side, though you can't quite see into the box through them. A sickly sweet rotting smell wafts out from the slits. Oh god, it's gotta be a corpse, isn't it? Or something like that. Well, I guess we'll take it with us. Man, I had a bad feeling about talking to that thug.
Alright.
I knew I should not go playing with thugs for no reason. And I still did it, because, well, player's curiosity, you know? What is this place again? Yeah, that's the Galleria, that's what it looks like. The Advocate's Home, that we've been there. The brothel we're saving. I guess let's go right up the Apothecary, if there's indeed a place to go. Elysium. Come to Elysium and learn your fortune, only 5 coins. Well, that's kind of what I expected in the last episode, actually. This old woman examines you closely with her sharp grey eyes. First your face, then your arms, and various tattoos. Greetings, scarred one. Come to speak with Elysium, have you? Come to have your fortune told, mayhap, for a paltry 5 coins? Sure, tell me my fortune. Elysium places your coins in her belt pouch and takes your hands. She quietly studies your palms, frowning deeply. At long last she speaks. Some rare folk are what's called fateless, you see. They wander through their lives doing as they see fit, creating their own destinies. Ye have no fortune to tell, scarred one. None at all. I've nothing to tell you, and so here is your coin. She returns your 5 coppers. Wow, an honest fortune teller. Never met that. That's a cool way to do fortune telling in a game, though, because obviously the player makes the choices, so you just tell them, well, you are one of the rare fateless. Your fate is not determined. Go do whatever you will. I like that. Care to answer some questions, maybe? I do not speak of things mundane, scarred one. Well, farewell, I guess. Hold you one moment, scarred one. Elysium reaches out, touching your arm. My mother gave me something once, long ago. A scroll sealed with wax. A hooded man had entrusted it to her, and said that a man such as you would one day unwittingly come to claim it. Here, I would have you take it now. A scroll, huh? What is it? Elysium shakes her head, frowning. I do not know. She was sworn never to read the thing, and I obeyed her request to leave the seal unbroken myself. The man had paid her handsomely to take the scroll, but warned her of the direct consequences should she open it. Well, now you've piqued my interest. I think I might have dropped it on the ground because... No! The pet Glimlim was dropped on the ground. That works, I guess. How is our inventory completely full? Again. Suspicious sealed scroll. This scroll has been tightly bound with red ribbon and sealed with wax. You can't put your finger on it, but you've got a bad feeling about the thing, as if opening and reading the scroll could be somehow dangerous. Well, we will save that for later then. Because we're not equipped to handle anything dangerous right now. Once we have got Mort back, that will be that will be the best time to open the scroll, I think. Okay, how far north does this go? Sarhava. And here, there are a bunch of sensates here, so I think this might be the Civic Festhall. This massive, ancient-looking structure is somehow less foreboding than others of its size. Yep, that's definitely the Civic Festhall, isn't it? Though, before we enter, Salabesh the Onyx. Interesting name. This tall, thin man, dressed in heavy crimson robes, has sharp, pinched features. He bows regally as you approach him. I am Salabesh, oft called Salabesh the Onyx, future mage tutor for the Civic Festhall. You have business with me, I take it? Some questions would be nice. About what, Not the ward and the like, I hope. Plenty of more common folk could answer such questions, and I'd just as soon direct you to one of them. Well, what did you mean by future mage tutor of the Festhall?
Updated my journal.
It's a prestigious position to be an official tutor in one of the Festhall's training chambers. It's my intention to one day take the position of mage's tutor, but the title is currently in the possession of the Lady Thorncombe. If only I could somehow prove that I'd be a superior tutor. If only I could help you with that, but it doesn't seem like I can. Another question then. I am not surprised. Well, why are you called the Onyx? A long tale, which I'll shorten to save my breath. In my youth, I was once called Salabesh the Golden, for I was said to have a heart of gold, small, hard, and yellow. Well, I cursed the fool who started that so that he could only speak from his arse and defecate through his mouth. Holy shit, what a curse. New fear unlocked. It's ridiculous though. The Onyx appellation, along the same lines as the Golden, though admittedly somewhat less clever, soon followed. In any case, I'm a much kinder fellow now, far less prone to laying curses and the like. I'm not certain if I deserve the name any longer. You cursed him so that what? Oh yes, you heard right. Salabesh sighs happily and chuckles to himself. That sort of thing is why I'm known as the Master of Curses, you know? Well, that was cool. I like you, Salabesh. I need to take care not to cross you accidentally. Let me just explore a bit more this way to see what's here, because I feel like the Festhall will be sort of the culmination of our journey through the quarter. This ominous-looking archway leads underground. Okay. Can I get a preview of... Okay, this is under sigil, or under sigil. Same as over there. You, yes you, would you kindly come over here? Well, you there, sir, I would speak with you a moment. It's another quest, isn't it? What's this building, though, first of all? Peering through the cracks in the shutters, you see what appears to be a tailor's shop. Okay, sure, let's talk to you, Malmainer. Why do I think that I've heard the name somewhere? It rings a bell. This thin, sharp-faced man rushes towards you, calling for your attention. Ah, sir, but a moment of your time. Were you perchance here to visit the tailor? The man breaks in. I ask, sir, because I seem to have offended the man. I had commissioned the hot-blooded fool to make me a costume, but he's thrown me out of his shop and will not speak with me now. So what? The man suddenly balls his fists and shakes them at the sky. What have I done to deserve such treatment? Nothing, I say. I was a patron. It is his duty to serve me, the churlish buffoon. Okay, I can see why he would want to throw you out. What did you want from me? Eh? He focuses on you again. Oh, yes, you. Could I beg of you to enter the place and fetch my costume for me, sir? I have a masquerade to go to and have not the time to commission another tailor. Well, do it, but not for free, seeing the sort of person you are. You what? For the power's sake, man, you're just fetching a costume. It won't take but a moment of your time. I certainly don't think such a meager act is worth a wage, sir. Well, then it's not worth my time. I'm tempted to say that, but I'm also tempted to see what happens if I fetch it, so I guess I'll fetch it then.
Updated my journal.
Oh, most excellent, sir. 'Tis this very building right here. He points to the long, low structure just north of him. I thank you, sir. Alright, I guess I'll do it. Ooh, this is bigger than it seemed. Some citizens, Gonsalves. Racks of clothing, most of it very fine quality.
Done.
Which is the case all around the place, it seems. So there's a curtain over there. Let's peek behind the curtain. Is there anything? Oh, it's the changing room. Right, I get it. It's kind of big for the changing room, though. Like it's made for everyone to change in the same room, for several customers to change in the same room, which kind of defeats the purpose of the changing room, actually. So, This short, heavy-set, middle-aged man is wearing clothes that seem to be spun of glittering gold. In his hands he holds a bolt of cloth strung taut across a wooden frame. He is currently embroidering some pattern into the fabric. The man doesn't seem to acknowledge your presence. He continues to work at his embroidery, muttering under his breath. As he sews, shimmering motes of light seem to sparkle and drop from the tip of the needle. Good sir, did you hear me? The man does not look up from his work, frowning distastefully as he answers you. Yes, yes. And I'm certain that what you need is truly quite urgent. Now, if you could just be silent for a moment. I will wait quietly. At last, he sets down... Wouldn't it be funny if this was considered arrest? If I had been waiting here for 8 hours? At last, he sets down the embroidery and looks up at you. Before you can speak, however, he suddenly picks up another item and sets to work on it. Again, as he works, what looks to be tiny colored sparks drip from the fabric. I guess I'll wait some more. It's not like my time is precious or anything. He finally finishes his work, setting it down to examine you. Greetings, I'm Gonsalves. Now, what was it you were here to see me about? Surely now that I've been so polite, he will be more open to actually listen to me. I had questions. I hoped it's about garments and the like. I shan't answer anything about anything not concerning myself or the store, you know. What were those lights while you were embroidering? That? Nothing, sir, but a bit of the art, which I at times weave into fabric when the fancy strikes me. Those items which I lavish enchantments upon are my most special creations, and are rarely sold. Enchanted fabric, you say? Okay, what sort of clothes do you have available? Gonsalves looks you over, frowning. Nothing that would fit you, that is for certain. Well, I would still like to see what's on offer. Okay. Jerkin of the Brazen Rogue. Usable only by Anna, this piece of sturdy leather armor was clearly fashioned for a woman. It is a piece of remarkably skillful craftsmanship. Small metal plates and bands are carefully concealed here and there over the jerkin's surface, providing a great deal of protection without hampering mobility. The armor seems best suited for a flashy fighter. who would make the full use of the free movement it would afford them. The enchantments woven into it by Gonsalves not only serve to protect such a combatant, but aid them in their balance and the striking of their foes as well. Well, I might actually buy that. That sounds useful. And this one is also for Anna. This piece of light leather armor was clearly fashioned for a woman. Even at a glance, one can tell it is of the highest quality. Every part of it, from its supple leather banding to its quadruple stitch seams and padded silk lining, speaks of impeccable craftsmanship. Gonsalves wove a number of enchantments into the lining of the jerkin, so that its wearer is more prone to blend into the surrounding shadows, making them difficult to spot and often allowing them to pass by others entirely unnoticed. See, I was just about to say that the color of this armor doesn't really seem that suitable for a rogue who wants to, pass unnoticed. But I guess the enchantments make it work somehow. The Brazen Rogue and the Flitting Shadow. So which way do we want to go here? This one is more expensive, which kind of makes me think it's better, but it doesn't really seem like it is. This one's got all sorts of bonuses. Armor class is 6, which is that better or worse when viewing the actual item? Armor class is so confusing. It is so confusing, and always will be. No amount of explanations will help me understand the concept of armor class. Well, I think I'll end up going with the Brazen Rogue, because I find it really hard to try to do stealth in party-based RPGs. It sort of always involves one character splitting off from the party and doing their own thing. And I don't know, I just don't really like doing that. So even the way I've been playing it until now was basically just using Anna as a fighter, right? As a melee combatant. So I think it makes more sense for me to buy the Brazen Rogue Jerkin, and maybe if I change my mind down the line, maybe that will be something to reconsider. We'll see. I mean, I could try and steal it, but I have a feeling it wouldn't work out for us, even if we switched to Anna as the character who's doing the stealing. So I think we'll just buy it and be on our way. So, Brazen Rogue, there it is. What is she wearing now? Anna's vest. Right, so is it different? Yeah, it is. Well, is it actually, though? AC is 0. Okay. That seems really good, so I guess it was worth it. We will, of course, not get rid of Anna's vest, just in case we ever need to put it back on again, but we will let it clutter up on our inventory, I guess. Because that's the way I play this game.
All right.
Now, we are back at the entrance, right? We've come full circle, so yeah. Nothing left for us to do. Well, we could go to the brothel, but what I really want to do right now is go to the massive, ancient-looking structure, which is somehow less foreboding than others of its size. Let's go in. So this is the Civic Festhall. This place will... Ooh. It's got its own soundtrack. Okay, I think that sets the vibe pretty well for the sensates, actually. Anyway, so I was gonna say, it's probably gonna be quite the big place, so I'm not even surprised it's got its own little tune. What's this? There's nothing hidden behind the bars which adorn the face of this pillar. Gee, thanks for that. Here I was hoping. Jolmy? Jolmy? That rings a bell, doesn't it? It does. It does ring a bell. I've been given a message that the woman called Jolmy of the house Surma wishes to make a proposal to me. I'm to seek her out in the Civic Festhall. Make a proposal, okay. We will talk to Splinter first, because I have a feeling he's like their local bodyguard, the way he looks. This towering man's golden skin sparkles slightly, almost as if it were metallic. Whether it's his actual flesh or merely painted on, you cannot tell. He regards you coolly as you approach, giving a respectful bow as you draw near. Welcome to the Civic Festhall, traveler. We are Splinter, doorman to the Festhall and priest king of How may we help you? Priest king and also the doorman? Uh-huh. What? Who's this, or what is this I think I've heard that before, but I guess I've never really thought about it much. Despite his humble offer of aid, his voice is powerful and commanding, a deep and rumbling sound that resonates throughout the chamber. Well, I can't really do a deep, commanding, rumbling sound, but I'll try my best, I guess. How can you help me? We do many things in this fine hall, traveler. We answer questions guests might have regarding it or its inhabitants. We direct both visitors and members of the Society of Sensation alike to the sensoriums or lecture halls. We also accept new members into the Society. Lastly, it is through us that purchases from the Society's vaults are made. Spells, items, and such. Uh-huh. Alright. Can you... Well, what lectures are there to attend, actually? The Festhall's current speakers include Death's Advocate, who speaks of death and what follows it, Ghysis the Crooked, or Ghysis the Crooked, who speaks of the Blood War, and Three Planes Aligned, who speaks of the power of alignment and belief. Assuming they are currently here and well, we could direct you to one of their lectures at any time. Wow, this actually seems to offer quite a comprehensive amount of knowledge here. I'd like to... Do I want to attend a lecture straight away, or do I want to ask first? I think I want to ask about the other things first. Is there somewhere I could rest here? There are lodgings within the Festhall, but only members of the Society of Sensation are permitted to use them. Should you wish to visit them, walk eastwards through the Festhall from here. You will eventually come to them. The clerk there allows sensates into their rooms. Okay, so no other ways to get a room here? You must be a member of the Society of Sensation. Huh. Do I want to become a member of the Society? It's not really... it doesn't really contradict my beliefs in any sort of radical way. So I feel that it might be a good option for us. Now again, I'm not sure how much faction exclusivity there is in this game, because there very well might be some. Let's see, did I join any factions? I think I agreed to join Eoscar, right? I agreed to follow the god Eoscar. Wait, was Eoscar the god or was it the priest? Anyway, I guess that might not be like a full-on faction, but this definitely is a full-on faction, so... Let's maybe try bluffing. I am a member, Splinter. I simply have not been here for a long while. I've gathered many experiences in my absence, as many as the scars upon my body. He narrows his eyes, humming as he looks you over. Very well. We shall grant you access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation, if you can show us what sensations you have gathered recently. Well, I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but alright, I'm ready. We would ask for 5 sensations then, each pertaining to one of the body's senses. Or a single experience which has strong elements of all 5 senses. Well, I'd have a single experience to contribute. I woke up, not knowing where I was, on a cold, blood-slicked iron slab in the bowels of the mortuary, a place where only the dustmen or the corpses in their care have seen. That's it. That's pretty impressive, right? Splinter nods. Go on. And this is probably the longest line that I have in the game. Or one of the longest, certainly. My entire body reeked of embalming fluid, but even the smell of that was not enough to match the coppery scent of gore around me. Dozens of bodies lie on countless bloody slabs like the one I rose from, all in the process of being gutted, flayed, and the like by nightmarish clockwork devices for reasons unknown. The only sounds were the squeals of labored metal and the unsteady tread of undead workers as they pushed the slabs about the mortuary on rusted iron tracks. Quite the experience indeed. He nods. A disturbing experience. And I even left out the part about the chattering skull that flew at me as soon as I was upright. Will it suffice, Splinter? Yes, we welcome you back, traveler, and grant you access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation. Good. That went smoother than I thought. And we got 10,000 XP for that. Crazy. We would be pleased to answer what questions we can, as so long as they pertain to the Festhall or the Society of Sensation. Well, tell me about the Festhall. The Civic Festhall is one of the largest buildings in Sigil, fitting as it is home to the Society of Sensation, the city's largest faction. It holds the sensoriums, lecture halls, training chambers, and such for visitors and members of the Society alike. Well, tell me about the Society. The core of a sensate's belief is that the multiverse can only be truly known through the senses. If one cannot sense it, then a thing isn't. Only through experience, through experiencing all these sensations to be had, can the full truth of the multiverse be revealed. The Society of Sensation, then, is where experiences gather and are shared with others, usually via the sensoriums. And, tell me about the sensoriums. Sensoriums are chambers which hold many recorder or sensory stones. These stones are enchanted so that they may hold various sensations or experiences that may be later had by others using the stone. If you so please, we might direct you to one of them. That's a really interesting idea. I look forward to experiencing those, but first let me exhaust my questions. Tell me about the training chambers. I don't think I've heard of those before. There are 3, one for warriors, one for thieves, and one for practitioners of magic. If you would find them, pass through the middle door on the eastern wall, and the door beyond that as well. You will be at the corner of a hallway. Along the one that goes east, there are 3 doors along the southern wall. Each door leads to one of the training chambers. Okay. So yeah, this just has to do with the game's classes. Okay, I wasn't sure what to expect there. I was looking for someone? Yeah, well, I was looking for Mistress Jolmy, but she's right there. So I was looking for Merryman also. Merryman is usually pacing back and forth around the lecture halls. Travel through the middle door on the eastern wall and the door beyond that as well. He will likely be wandering within the hallway you'll find yourself in. Right, I'm not quite sure why I'm looking for Merryman in the first place. So let me just check my journal real quick. Nope, that's not how that works. What's going on? Now it works. Merryman. Dolores' first love. Oh. Right. And Dolora was... Yeah, one of the prostitutes at the brothel. Okay. That makes sense. So should I explore first, or should I maybe go attend a lecture first? Let me look around just a little bit. Sensates are all around. Well, that's to be expected. What's here? Oh, this seems to be a lecture hall, maybe. Ghysis the Crooked. Are slaughtering Tanari. The Tanari are butchering. From the human point of view, I's not promoting one. Back your lids and crack your bone boxes. 'Tis all a steaming heap of barmy. Are slaughtering Tanari. Tanari are butchering. From the human point of view, I's not promoting one. Okay, that's a That's a complex lecture with precisely 3 lines of dialogue. Let's see what you have to say then. Ghysis the Crooked. This squat, hunched old man still has the broad shoulders and scarred, calloused hands of a worker or warrior. An aura of weary despair seems to hang about him. He appears to be giving a lecture at the moment. I guess we'll stay for the lecture.
Right, now listen up. This is the seminar on the war. If you're here to listen about the blood war, take root. If you're not, you're in the wrong all and you'd best dump your soft, comfort-loving Sigillian limber stems out of here.
Listen. The man suddenly throws a dark eye over the audience, as if looking for something.
And further, if you're Tanari or Batazu, up your scaly eyes out the door. I's not letting your ornery bastards bend an ear to this and then listen to your barmy arguments.
It would be fun if I stopped listening here. Because I'm clearly not a Tanari, but let's keep listening.
Cause this is no discussion on who's right.
Behind you, you hear the sounds of something large leaving the lecture hall.
It just tells the blood war from the human point of view. I's not promoting one side or another, cause they both stink in different ways.
That's quite the that's quite the fun personality for a lecturer. Keep listening. The speaker becomes somber.
So, what's left of you wanting to listen to some blood war stories? Tales about the war. Hear the horror of it all, no doubt. The floating fortresses wove and weaved our human skin. The plains-wide battlegrounds the blood war be fought on.
He bares his yellow teeth.
Tales of fiends lock in fangs with other fiends. Rawr, snarl.
His snarl fades and he looks suddenly bored.
Well, let me peel back your lids and crack your bone boxes. There's all a steaming heap of barmy nonsense to be dwelling on that forge dung.
He spits in derision, rolling his eyes wildly.
I'll tell you this, though. You can't imagine the scale of the blood wars being fought on. Nothing you've seen, heard, or participated in. Nothing compares. Time, numbers of legions, sheer bloodshed, nothing compares, Burks. To try and imagine it, forget it. My advice simple. Stay away from the big bloody mess altogether. The only thing you needs to know is this. Fiends are killing fiends. Batazu are slaughtering Tanari. Tanari are butchering Batazu. Right now.
He spits again.
Neither's winning. Don't think either can win. Biggest stalemate this side of eternity. Thank the powers. That's it. He shrugs. That's it. I'll be answering any questions you got for me now.
Well, we didn't really learn as much as we hoped, so let us ask a few questions here.
What's your question, Cutter?
That's quite a lot of questions here, okay. What started the Blood War?
You got a right to be curious what started this big old sudden soupy mess in the first place. What set the fiends to locking horns in the first place, biting and clawing at each other until that was the only reason they were alive? Simple. They met.
He sighs.
Tanari and Batazu crossed each other one day like two drunken bigots. They set to fighting. That's simple.
He frowns.
Well... Now, pike that. Imagine two drunken priests who believe each knows the only way to live. Now make those priests rip with scales and fangs and horns and a cruel streak 7 leagues wide and put them in an itty-bitty sudden cell. And you have a good idea of the love that can spring forth. And there you have it. The origin of the Blood War.
That's a lot of words to say basically nothing. Like, we've learned nothing new in this lecture hall. We've known that the Blood War is going on. We've known who fights there. And this guy, he has a fun way to talk. I'll give him that. But I don't know, I was expecting a little more exposition here. I guess I gotta really dig in for it, though. Why are two evil races fighting?
One believes evil should be nice and orderly. One believes evil should be chaos, running rampant across the plains. Both evil, but doesn't mean they can agree on anything. Bad blood, bad blood. Each wants to exterminate the other so only their brand of evil remains. They hate each other like... He wrings his hands together, trying to find the right words. You see, they don't hate like we hate. We don't even know what hate is. We have one word for hate. They have... His voice drops. Thousands upon thousands. Their meanings twisted and piled like bodies. That's why they fight.
Okay. They have thousands of words for hate. I love hearing details of how a language influences people's way of life, or how it is influenced by people's way of life, because that's a real thing, right? Like there's this urban legend about the Inuits having 100 words for snow because up there in Greenland there's a lot of snow there, and snow is all they know. I'm not quite sure if it's true if they have like 100 words for snow, but they probably have more than other languages, right? So that's a very specific anecdote, but all of this to say that yeah, it's fun to see how language sort of expresses a nation's almost mentality, right? I'm trying to think. There was also a game. I'm not sure which game it was, but there was something like that I remembered quite well, and now I'm not sure again. It will definitely come to me. I'll bring it up again. Let me ask you about something else. Where is the Blood War fought?
Plenty of places, usually the lower plains. Anywhere along the river Styx, the 9 layers of Beator, the 4 furnaces of Gehenna, the Grey Waste, cold red carcery, the prison plain, and the pike in near endless well of evil that's the abyss.
Somehow the Grey Waste sounds familiar to you. Well, actually, all of these sound familiar to me. But sure, tell me about the Grey Waste.
Also called the Glooms. He shrugs, then shivers as if by reflex. Grey in every sense of the word. Colors burn your faces there. They shout, are too loud, and your dreams are pulled to the surface and poured on the ground, lost forever. Only the night hags rule there, the Grey Ladies of the Waste.
The Grey Waste, the Glooms. You know, maybe I should start an entry on Lower Plains specifically here, because we've heard enough about them that it might be smart to write this up. So we know about Beator, obviously. We know about Gehenna too, though not much, to be honest. Carcery, the prison plane. We also, I think, Kandrian spoke to us about that. The Abyss, and there's Grey Waste. I think the Grey Waste is actually the only one I haven't heard of as the player. The Glooms, huh? The Grey Ladies of the Waste. And I can't really ask any follow-up questions here. Well, that's a shame. How does one get hired into the Blood War?
You know, every once in a while some leather-headed bird comes round asking about a job in the Blood War. They want some jink, they want a quick stint, and then they get along with their lives. Mayhap I was one of these leatherheads. Mayhap I was a sellsword, and heard there was a little jink to be made in the war. Got me interested. Taught me a lesson, it did. We're like ants running around the heels of dancing sodpike gods. I saw big men who claimed to be big soldiers. He shakes his head. Paper soldiers. War's a furnace for them. Makes them wake up or burn.
So how'd you survive? The man's face darkens.
Aye, well, that's the one thing I won't speak of, Cutter. Suffice to say, a man does what he has to escape the war. And, I can ask him again. That's interesting. Maybe I will get the option to persuade him at some point to tell him, actually. Well, how does one... I'm not going to ask how you survived, but how does one survive the Blood War? You want to know how to survive the Blood War? 3 things, Cutter. He holds up a maimed hand with only 2 fingers. That's funny. First off, you stay the pike out of it. Secondly, keep yourself the pike and else out of it. And lastly, you stay the bloody piking sudbite out of it. Alright. If any part of the war rolls your way, let your imagination give your bum a kick and run as far and fast as you can. If you can't run, then lie really still and pray it passes you by. He pauses for a moment. Except there's no place it don't touch, and there's almost nowheres you can run to get away from it. Well, I mean, there's nobody fighting here, actually, so, what about Sigil? Ah, now Cutter, look. They have fought here, a few times. Sometimes we get a little spillover from the Blood War. Our Lady of Pain, bless her steel-ridden heart, puts out the fires. Some of the time, he sneers. There's been times, some horrifying drizzle on yourself, you're so sudden scared times, when they've smashed and burned and clawed their way through the whole sodden city blocks in Sigil before she decides to clean house. He clucks his tongue and winks cynically. So she ain't always as keen on stopping the Blood War as it might seem, see? So, why didn't the Fiends just take Sigil? I kind of thought she was protecting the city in her own twisted way. He laughs, but it turns into a sputtering cough. Don't get me wrong now, both the Tanari and the Batazu want Sigil fierce. It is the most precious staging ground in the piking multiverse. The cage is the city adores and connects everywhere. You can't ignore it, and if you're serving in the Blood War and wanna win, you gotta have it. The man coughs again. It's just the Fiends aren't going to get it while the lady's in charge, is all. She's tough as nails, her blades will cut you deeper than a Fiend's fang. And that knots the Fiend's stems like you wouldn't believe. One quiet lady, her hands tucked in her sleeves, holding back the Blood War all by herself. He laughs bitterly. So I was actually quite right. But it's interesting to... it would be interesting to understand the lady's motivations, but I guess nobody really understands her, right? She just kind of does what she will. But Fiends are still allowed in Sigil. Oh, damnably certain. They can't brawl in the streets. Too much. So, as neutral ground, Sigil allows them to rattle their bone boxes without trying to murder each other. Sometimes they'll chat it up with each other here. The bees don't stay that way for long, though. Also, just because they can't butcher each other in the streets don't mean spies, recruitment, and backstabbing don't still go on here. They fight battles with lies and words, Burke. Sometimes 'tis all in the bluster and blather. And there's safe houses about too, places where they can cool their talents afore the next skirmish. And they like to recruit here too, looking for boys fresh off the plains with a little greed in their hearts that they can make part of their glorious army. He stops speaking to peer closely at you. Mayhap they recruited you once, eh, Cutter? You look like you've tasted the war. Honestly, I don't doubt it. I think it's entirely possible. The war leaves a scar on you, Cutter. You'd know. And you'd know you never want to go back. Your temples begin to throb painfully as you consider the man's words. A memory begins to surface. Try and recall it. The lecture hall begins to fade from view as terrible visions begin to seep up from the base of your mind. Visions of a place where seasons are nothing you've ever felt, or heard, or tried to shut out. A place where prayers go unheard, falling like stones to the earth. Vein-colored lightning flashes across things that were once sky, but now boil beneath your feet and scream when you brush against them. You run at the head of a large band of men passing through dark canyons where the walls quiver moistly and beat like a heart, wearing only your own blood as clothing. Jeez, that's a gruesome picture. At last you stand in a place where the ashen grey terrain slithers like a mass of snakes, coiling around your ankles and whispering your evil to the earth. You march endlessly, silently through this colorless land, where fatigue seems to live, and hunt you like a shade over the wastes, whipping you with despair. Wow, okay, I'm getting a bit tired, so I will end the episode after this option is over, but holy shit, it's hard not to appreciate how well they are using language in this game. Like, these descriptions, they are just so vivid, they are so visceral. Like, I thought I would want to visit this place, you know, for the curiosity, but these crazy descriptions, they make me think that, no, I actually don't want to see the Blood War at all. Like, I don't even want to see it even though I'm playing a video game. It sounds horrifying. In time, you and the ragged men who follow you come upon a hag sitting upon a mound of gigantic, writhing larvae, poking at one of the slime-covered things with a broken talon. You indicate for one of the men to run forward and speak with her. The hag's grating voice carries to your ears. The hag, as in the grey hags of the grey waste? I would speak with him, she said, then cackled. Her eyes gleam as she points you out to the man. The handsome one that leads your ragged column. I would speak with him. And that is all you can recall. Cutter, you feeling alright there? Yeah, I think I'm fine, so do the fiends recruit often? He nods grimly. You can be sure of that. Sigur's the best source of fodder on the plains. Needs milking planets all their prime inhabitants. Too much work. So, any more advice? Aye. Whatever you does, don't talk about the Blood War with any fiend. Or any diva, or archon for that matter. What's a diva, or the devil? Just don't talk about it, period, cause you never know who in the hells you're really chatting with. And all of them get mighty touchy when you bring up the war. It's their reason for living. Anything else? He nods. Don't go through any portal unless you're piping sure you know where it goes. Maybe you haven't heard tales of clueless planewalkers stepping through a portal and ending up smack dab in the middle of the Blood War skirmish. Know why you haven't heard of them? Because those sods are dead. 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 Anything else? And whatever you does, never sign on for a tour duty, no matter how much a jing they flash in your mug. Certain death and signing on for a tour in the Blood War are the same thing, Cutter. Well, why's that? Chances are when you sign up, they pay you so your tour duty is still time itself grinds to a halt. Even death wouldn't be a release, cause then you sink into the lower planes and get dredged back up as something worse than you were before. Then they got their talons on you for all eternity. Okay, but if I wanted to get out of a tour contract, how would I go about doing that? Unless they don't want you, you don't have much chance. I never heard of it being done with mean-spirited recruits or somebody they really wanted to keep their talons on. Outwitting a Tanari is risky, but can be done. The Batizu are much more dangerous with their contracts. You sign one of those, you're damned for life. So I guess Batizu are the lawful ones, right? Just making sure. That's what it sounds like. You might try a little garnish. Try and daub them, and they might let you make a run for it. But where would you go? There are so many else. So, dying in the Blood War would be an especially bad thing, is what I'm understanding here. If you are evil, sure. If you're good, you'd go to another plane to spend your afterlife. But you'd still be a debtor. Now for me, I still got a lot of evil to wash from me soul. So if I died in the lower planes, they would have had me lock, stock, and barrel. Wait, so when you die, you go to another plane, huh? I don't think I've really heard that mentioned anywhere before.
I guess I don't really know what happens after death in this universe. And actually, I think I brought it up like an episode or two ago. Explain that. Go talk to the other death lecturer if you want a dark on that. I can't explain it as well as he, though he's twice the fool and might scald you with the hot air roaring from his mouth. Oh, that's right, there's a dedicated lecturer to what happens after death. Well, how convenient. Ask about something else? Actually, I was gonna back out of the questions because I feel like that might be it for this episode, but there's still more. Okay. Right. This is the last bit then. Some of you are sensates, so I got one thing to say to you. Don't sign up to see what the Pike and Blood War is about. Don't be a barmy idiot. Use a sensory stone if you got to know. But stay the hells away from anything to do with the Blood War for real. 'Tis just not worth it. 'Tis... For a moment, a look of great pain crosses the man's face. It looks as if he's going to weep. Not worth it at all. That's the end of this session. So farewell. Farewell indeed. Holy shit, that was a passionate lecture if I've ever seen one. Okay. That was kind of crazy. We learned quite a lot there. I think I gotta take some time to process it. And then again, if I can sort of repeat his dialogue again and ask him the remaining questions, I will do it at the beginning of the next episode. But holy shit, this is so much to this is so much to keep in mind. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I've been Savle, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.